What's up? How you doing? Here we are. Beautiful day today. Beautiful day. Today feels like fall time. And it's kind of like my favorite. Obviously summer is awesome, but fall time has a different quality. I love that crisp morning air, the smell of fall time. And Halloween. I just, October, November, I appreciate. I like that Thanksgiving dinner. I like the Halloween day. Very exciting. I remember when I was a kid, they would reward you with the simplest things back then, satisfied you, like a star, a sticker. So they'd say, can you answer this question? 3 times 3, 9. Come up. Give you a sticker here, a little star. Can you count from 1 to 100? Yes, I can. Oh, get up in the front, 1 to 100. And then you get a bigger star. Some kids would put it on their forehead. I would carry it around like a baby. But stickers, in my time, teachers, they would give those out as a reward. I remember they would have a sticker book, something like that. And then you'd get like a 90, 95, 100, and then they would write like 100% wow. And then they would give you a little sticker depending on the season. Like, look at these stickers. So I'm a fan of these. And then when I was around in the 5th grade, they had those scratch and sniff ones. And those were great back then. Great thing. They'd put them on your paper, you'd scratch it. It smelled like Dr. Pepper. I remember this girl in 1st grade, Anastasia. She raised her hand. Nobody asked her. She raised her hand. Teacher said, yes, Anastasia. And she said, I can count to 100. And she said to her, well, get up in the front and count to 100. And I was thinking in my head, I can count to 100 too, but I'm not getting in front for that. So she got up there. She was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She went to 100, and then the teacher said, "Come here," and she gave her a star. She gave her a star. Had it on her forehead all day. So. But there's something about these stickers when you get them as a kid, the reward, it just makes it look like a bonus from Wheel of Fortune. Years ago they would say, do you want that on a gift certificate or an account? And you would say, gift certificate. Well, these feel like gift certificates. Look at that. The pilgrim hats, turkeys. And I'll tell you what I enjoy doing Thanksgiving or a few days before. I like watching the Waltons, and specifically the Homecoming. The one, the original made for a TV movie there, where some of the characters or actors were different. I mean, John Boy was on there. I think Elizabeth was on there. The grandparents would. The grandmother was on there. I don't know. It was like there was a difference though, and the father was not the father. The mother was different, and I enjoy those kind of movies. That old-fashioned family life from the Great Depression. Something about it. That's why. Get a muffler. That's why when I was a kid, I would watch the Waltons. I enjoyed it, everything about it. And I will say that the thing that, when I see it now, the thing that fascinates me is that they always had a pot of coffee going. Always had a pot of coffee, and oh, there's a hummingbird over there. They just flap around. But anytime the sheriff or somebody would drop by like that, they would say, hey, you want a cup of coffee? And they would say, oh yeah, give me a cup of coffee. And they never said, oh man, this is stale. When did you make this? But yeah, I guess in the morning they would make a huge pot, and then all day they'd keep it on the stove there, so it was always warm, and they would just sip all day. Until one time John Walton raised his hand to Olivia, and then out of nowhere, one of the side rooms, Robert Young stepped out, and he said, "Hey, there's a lot of control there. You need to try Sanka. Gotta try Sanka." And then it showed the Waltons 3 weeks later, and John Walton was calm, and Robert Young said, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Well, ever since I've changed to Sanka, I'm a lot calmer now." So yeah, I was ready to give her, backhand her and just knock out her teeth, but it was all for the coffee that made him act that way, right? You ever see those commercials in the 70s, Robert Young pushing Sanka coffee, and the husband's always edgy, he's ready to knock out the wife, and he's like, hey, calm down, you should try Sanka. So happens to have some Sanka in his pocket, shows him the bottle, and then they show like a month later, and the guy's all calm, he's like on Valium. So yeah, I enjoy October, November. Every season has something. Apple picking right now. We haven't been apple picking since the great pandemic hit, but prior to that, we would go every year apple picking. There was a place not too, well, I don't want to say not too far, but relatively close. And we would go there once a year and stock up on our apple supplies. Like, we'd get a bag of apples, eat 3 of them, and then the rest of them we'd watch rot. And then we'd get beeswax, the honeycomb thing. And then they had donuts made from apple. And then we'd get a gallon of apple cider. And then the best thing that they had there was tri-tip sandwiches, but you had to wait an hour in line. You'd wait in line, and then finally you'd get the little sandwich, and then you were thinking, I waited that long, I should have gotten 2. So, but I do enjoy the fall time. It's a different experience. The mountains seem friendlier, fresh air, the water coming down, and you could smell the barbecue in the distance. Nighttime you could smell the chimneys going. Not too many, but there's a few. So, here come the crows again. So I'm gonna go inside and give my kids a sticker. Yeah, I had a teacher who had like 5 or 6 of these, and she would open it up and say, okay, let me, depending on what, if it was a science paper, you'd get a little Einstein thing. If it was a history thing, you'd get something from like maybe Abe Lincoln's head. And you know what, Abe Lincoln, I used to think when they said Abraham Lincoln, for some reason I would hear Abraham a Lincoln. So I thought his full name was Abraham Lincoln. And then when I found out it was Abraham Lincoln, I thought it was too abrupt. I said, that doesn't sound right. My way, Abraham Lincoln, sounds much better. And to this day, I prefer Abraham Lincoln. A Lincoln. I'm not sure if his middle name is Abraham A. Lincoln. Or as my parents would say, Lincoln. Yeah, my father would say Lincoln. Anyway, that's it for now. Ciao.